Kept you waiting, huh?
Hi again. I traveled to Japan back in 2024 and just last year in 2025. Funny enough, it seems like everyone, at least on the internet space 𝗖𝗵𝗽𝗀, has been here too. You may have seen your favorite content creator making their own vlogs about the cool places that they've been and all the food that they ate. But regardless, I'd like to talk about my thoughts after traveling around the country, insights about what I've learned and cool places I went. So come along with me through Japan and let's see what we discover. Art that's come from Japan, be it from music, video games, film and animation, have always had a really big impact on me. Some of my earliest influences, probably similar to most of you guys watching, has come from Japanese artists throughout the years. This still does really hold true, and I'm really fortunate to have had the opportunity to visit the country and experiencing all these things for myself. Since I had graduated from high school, improving and pursuing this dream to become an illustrator had been my primary goal. But I had hit a massive art block and felt aimless in my pursuits. So hey, maybe traveling to where most of my inspirations come from would bring back my drive and motivation. So Osaka from, anyway. This is where both of my trips started. I really enjoyed the city experiences that I had in Osaka. From landing, the cold air felt very refreshing, coming from a February Australian summer, which is pretty hot. Not actually too hot, it's not too bad, but definitely the cold weather I really appreciated. But yeah, coming here at nighttime offered a really good opportunity for a cool experience where, you know, you're tired, so you kind of just rush to your Airbnb or hotel, and then when you wake up in the morning, you feel like you just spawned in to a new location. You're like, damn. This is what it actually is like? This is the place? Pretty cool. So yeah, I would give Osaka 8 out of 10. Very, very cool, very pretty. Would love to come back here again. Really liked it. As for my experience in Kyoto, I found that compared to Osaka and Nara and Kobe, which I also went to in the Kansai region, I would say it was a lot prettier. Probably around the city in that there's a lot more older buildings and it's a lot lower leveled compared to the built up areas you might see in Osaka and Tokyo. I really liked it there. We visited a lot of shrines and traditional buildings in Kyoto, so a lot of the footage you'll see in this video would come from here or Nara. Kansai as a whole, I bumped that 8 out of 10 up to a 10 out of 10. It was very cool. As would have likely been expected, I spent the majority of my 2 trips in Tokyo, traveling the various districts around the city and spending a lot of my time visiting lots of shops and eating a lot of good food. In Shibuya and Ginza, I spent a lot of money at the big stores. I purchased tons of stationery, some albums, clothing. My 2 biggest purchases of the trips overall were this ping pong paddle, which valued at around $400, quite a bit, and this pair of shoes. Probably my favorite location of everywhere that I went in Tokyo was Meiji-jingu, so this is in between, I believe, Harajuku and Shinjuku. So I learned that this is a human-constructed forest, and for being right in the middle of some of the busiest cities in Tokyo, it's actually quite serene and very quiet. It's very peaceful here. Overall, I'd say that Tokyo, I don't even want to rate it. I get a New Super Mario World Mario out of 10, which is also very good. That's a good rating. So here we are. This is the final chapter of our travels in Japan. I want to discuss and wrap up what I've learned being here in a snowy, cold environment. I think perfect for some reflection. For things that I really like about Japan, I enjoy how quiet it is. While the major cities here do get quite loud, most of the noise seems to be coming from vehicles. There's not a lot of noise that comes from foot traffic or people talking. I also really enjoyed the interesting clothing, pop culture. all the cool flora and fauna like the trees, how late stores operate for compared to what I experience. Very interesting stationery items as well. Really, there's a lot that I enjoy. For things I didn't enjoy, primarily it was maybe inaccessible fruit and vegetables. I think we have very easy to access fruit and vegetables in Australia, so I was really missing eating some of that. But it could have just been my bad luck not finding where they're sold. But yeah, Sapporo and Hokkaido. At this time of year, I think is probably quite nice to see. I think with how the buildings are structured, actually, it would be a bit uncanny seeing Sapporo without snow, just with how flat the buildings all are. At this point, I started to feel a bit anxious about returning back to Australia, kind of dreading these last couple of days in Sapporo. I think that stopped me from enjoying it as much as Osaka and Tokyo. But yeah, give it a 𝗖𝗵𝗽𝗀𝗃 out of 10, just for how cold it was. When I first returned from Japan back in 2024, I still felt really lost, that the weight of my reality had finally set back in. During my travels, I had escaped from the monotony of my current situation. I generally lost my passion for life and felt incompetent as an adult in my early 20s. I had a line to follow, but I still wasn't ready to commit fully to it. These doubts would always enter my brain, telling me that I wasn't ready yet, that I needed more practice. What if this results in nothing but failure and embarrassment? I carried these feelings through most of last year. I started to take a break from video editing and most of the hobbies that I loved. I wanted to kill my old identity that I'd clung to so long. And now I'm here. This video is done, and I'll have to figure out exactly what the next coordinate to choose is to continue following this line. I want to say I know what the road I must follow is, that I'm confident that this line will result in me leading to the life I wish to live, but I know what I'll do next, and I hope you guys will be excited to see it when it comes out. Thanks for watching.